This morning, I was working on one of my Faceless YouTube channels and decided to scroll around on YouTube for some inspiration. And then I came across this channel. A channel that once I took a closer look at, realized was only launched 7 days ago, got monetized within its first 2 days of launching, and has generated 550,000 views since launch, which from my experience in YouTube is around $2,000 to $3,000 in revenue. And then I got my setup ready to record this very video for you all. Now I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I already know how this entire channel was built because this is the same niche that me and my clients do, and have already created a content system to create content just like this all on your own without any freelancers, without needing any real experience, and using a bit of AI. And in this very video, I'm going to be showing you all exactly how to create content like this and build a channel just like this today, all on your own. Now, in order for you to be able to make content just like this channel and be able to even copy it, we need to take a closer look into this channel and truly understand what they're doing. And I'll lay out exactly why they are getting these results. To start, and the one that you can clearly see based off these topics and titles, is their niche in their topic selection. And the best way to describe it to you all is this channel is simply leeching off viral prone topics and people and packaging their videos to be ready to blow up. For example, if we go to one of their most successful videos to date, which was uploaded 5 days ago, and we read the title, "Trump Furious After Judge Dismisses James Corney's Case," you can see how insanely clicky and attention grabby it is. Or for example, the second one here, "Trump Threatens Federal Judge, Police Are Horrified." These titles and the way that this channel is packaging their videos makes it so anyone who has any interest in the political world, especially in relation to Trump, is basically forced to click, especially when it's backed up with really attention grabby thumbnails similar to what they're doing. And clearly, off of these numbers from only launching 7 days ago, they're clearly seeing the results of that. So they've mastered how to pick the right people and leech off the right topic, which is only the first reason as to why they're doing so well. The second reason, and the second half as to why this channel is doing so well, is the amount of content they are uploading. They have uploaded a total of 18 videos from launching 7 days ago. So that's an average of 2 to 3 videos every single day, which is a ton of content, especially compared to most of the Faceless YouTube channels in the Faceless YouTube world. But the reason they're able to upload so much content is just simply due to their simplistic but very effective content process, which instead of me trying to explain, let's actually jump into one of these videos so I can show you. I've went ahead and found a very short section of this video that perfectly puts together exactly what this type of content is. So I'm going to go ahead and play it first, let you guys watch along with me, and I'll explain afterwards what they're doing.
At Demand Justice, we'll hold those accountable who don't, and we will reward those who do.
President of Demand Justice, Josh Ord, bringing us his...
Comey has essentially already won his case before it even begins. The fact that Trump is going after him at all, according to critics, exposes everything wrong with how this administration is operating. There is no legitimate legal basis here.
And as you guys just saw, this channel is doing nothing more than a reaction-based content strategy where this guy, I believe his name is Mason, is just simply reacting to political clips, repackaging them to make them more viral prone, and within the videos themselves, just reviewing the clip and adding his commentary, I believe only near the end. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure throughout this entire clip, it's just the clip that he sourced, and then at the end, he adds his, I guess 2 cents commentary. And I honestly wouldn't necessarily recommend that because I do believe you want to add a bit more uniqueness to your video, which I'll be showing you exactly how to do with an even better strategy to make even better content than this, and also without having to show your face like Mason here. But it goes to show you just how simplistic the content itself is, but clearly very effective. And in summary, it allows him to have a very simplistic content process covering viral-prone topics so he can combine virality with just simply posting a ton of volume, which he's doing 2 to 3 videos a day, to basically ensure that videos blow up, and clearly it's working. Now, as mentioned, yes, Mason is showing his face, but with the strategy that I'm going to be sharing with you guys in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to replicate this type of content with an even better method without having to show your face, and the very same strategy that's gotten me and my clients results just like these. And it will also allow you to start today if you watch till the end. In fact, let's not waste any more time and let me show you step by step exactly how to replicate this channel and their results with an even better strategy. To start, let me explain all the tools that you're going to need and explain exactly what they're going to be needed for. The first tool is an application called Descript, which is more or less an AI video editing tool that's going to make the ability for us to make content just like Mason here very easy and very quick. Next, you're going to need ChatGPT alongside a AI prompt that I'm going to be providing you with in this video, linked in the description below. That's going to basically allow us to come up with our actual commentary, make it very easy to know when to pause and add our commentary. And for the thumbnails, we're going to be using Canva, and I'll show you exactly how to make thumbnails just like that channel that we just reviewed. And then the final thing that we're going to need is X or Twitter, whichever you want to use, which is basically where we're going to find our source clip and also figure out what is a good source clip to review that's already gone viral in the past that we can take advantage of to make even more viral prone. And then finally, my own title generator that I've personally built for this very niche and strategy that's going to give us viral prone titles that's going to allow us to get very similar results to Mason here, especially considering one of the most important elements of this channel is the way that he's packaged and worded his titles and videos. And this tool is exclusively within my Skool community, which if you want to check that out is in the link in my bio. Now to start off, we're going to start off with X, and what we want to do is actually find the clip that we want to review and add our commentary to within our video. And in order to sort of replicate the very channel that we just reviewed, let's actually use Trump as the main key figure within our videos as well. So again, what we want to do is find a viral prone topic and video that we can add our commentary to, similar to what this channel is doing. And we're using, of course, Trump and similar topics in terms of, I guess, fighting with a judge, especially with the Epstein case. So what I've done is on X, just searched up, I guess, the main keywords that I'm searching for, which is, of course, Trump, judge, and then I threw in their fight just to sort of add a little more heat to the topics that I'm looking at. And what I've done is I did a little bit of scrolling, which of course you're going to need to look around a little bit, see what's viable, see what looks good. And what I found is a 10-minute clip covering the Epstein case that has also done well in the past on Twitter specifically, where it's gotten almost 400 likes and almost 250 reposts, which is a great sign, because if a clip has done well, for example, on Twitter or on X, that means, general consensus of the people is that they, were intrigued by this very video, which is sort of what we're looking for in a source clip, because the goal, of course, with our video is to find a source clip that's going to be engaging for the viewer, where we can also add in, obviously, our commentary to only make it even more engaging. And once you have the source clip, this is where Descript comes in. And what you want to do is once you open up Descript, it should look something like this. You want to click New Project, Video Project, and then just simply upload the source clip into this prompt here as it loads. It's taking its sweet time right here. And once the video processes, it's going to look something like this, where Descript is basically going to give you an editing side of the tool and then also a full transcript of the entire video, which is going to be very useful for the remainder of this process. So now that we have the video process, what we want to move on to is actually figuring out where we're going to pause within this video, where it makes sense to add our commentary, and also what to talk about. So what I've done is I've also created an AI prompt for ChatGPT to basically allow us to find the best pause points and exactly what to talk about based off what's already been proven to work in this very niche. And that AI prompt is going to look something like this. It's very elaborate. I've basically put a lot of examples of what we're looking for, and all you need to input into this prompt in order to get this output of commentary is the title and then the transcript for the source clip. Now, when it comes to the title that we need to input here, this is where my own AI title generator comes in. So let me show you exactly how that works. So this is what the title generator looks like. Again, this is exclusively within our Skool community. And to basically explain how it works, it's honestly very simple. I've built it to be very simple. Is all you need to input is just paste your source clip transcript into this part right here, which let me go ahead and do. I'll copy this entire transcript and paste it into here, and then you just need to click generate titles. And as this is processing to explain what it's doing, it's basically using all of the data that I've fed it over the past 4 years I've been in Faceless YouTube alongside my clients and even competitor channels to come up with the most viral prone titles possible. Again, based off what's already been proven to work, which is very different than just throwing something together randomly. And then it's going to come back to you with a total of 5 different titles that you can choose from and just simply copy to use as the title for your video. And as you can see, if you read these titles, they're very attention grabby, which is exactly what you need for this niche and this type of content. And to be honest, I think this very first title is an absolutely awesome title. Epstein attorney shreds Trump admin for hiding treasure trove of files. It perfectly aligns who the key figures are, so they grabs people's attention, and then also structures it to just simply grab a ton of attention, be like, oh, what's going on with this Epstein case and whatever, which is exactly what we need for the type of packaging that we're going to go for and what we need in order to see results. So what I'm going to to do is I'm just going to copy the title, go back to ChatGPT and paste the title right here. So now when we upload the transcript and upload this prompt into ChatGPT, it's going to give us the commentary with this packaging in mind to basically reflect what the title and the idea that we're going for of the video is. And of course, you can copy the transcript over here as well and paste that. Then once you have that all in there, just upload. And more or less, this prompt is going to get ChatGPT to come back to you with the exact spot to pause within your source clip, and then also sort of an exact script that you can follow, which I wouldn't recommend following exactly, but definitely use as a great guide in terms of what to talk about, where to talk about, and when. So once you have your commentary, you know exactly where to pause, exactly what to say, all that good stuff. We can go back to Descript, and let me show you exactly how to actually use Descript, record in your commentary, and complete this full video. Before we do that, what I always like to do is actually clean up the source clip, for example, because it's kind of small, and especially with, we want to format for YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in this clip so it takes up the full screen, just like that. And once we have that, which you should do this before you actually upload the transcript into ChatGPT, but I'm just doing all this as an example. You want to actually cut up your clip, clean out parts that don't, correlate to your actual title or topic, or you feel like aren't necessary to have within your video for retention's sake. So once you've done that, then you can upload it into ChatGPT and all that, basically steps that I just showed you previously. But again, once you have the commentary, you have everything that you need to start recording, what you need to do in order to actually record is going to probably look like this. You want to extend the timeline so it looks something similar to this. And what you want to focus on is this bottom section here. And what you want to do in order for us to actually be able to add our commentary without having to show our face, you can use this very strategy, which is, for example, let me say I want to pause here and add in my commentary here. It's a great spot within the video to jump in, add my commentary, yap a little bit, if you will. What you want to do is you want to click on this section, and then you want to double click at this very section, and you want to click this button called add a freeze frame. And what this is basically going to do is going to add a image in Descript that's just basically going to be a still image. But we do want to do a little bit of cleanup. So once you have the still image, you want to actually remove it from script because it's going to have a blank space within the video, which we don't want. You can move the image over to the side so we can delete this empty section, which if you notice is literally just a black screen with nothing there, which we don't want within the video. So what you can do is you can just delete that, get that out of there. And now with this empty section that you can see between this gap of, where we made that edit, this is actually where you can record in your voice commentary. Again, you don't have to show your face at all. It's the same strategy that me and my clients use to make faceless videos similar to these. But this is where you can record in your commentary, which to do that, you just click this record button, you click audio only, and then you click record. And then obviously when it starts is when you can start your commentary, start talking, talk about whatever point you're trying to make, or whatever you feel like is a good point to add, blah, 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 add that commentary. And once you're done, click stop. And it's just going to process that commentary that you just recorded right here and put it in between those two clips that you edited out. And once it's doing that, and as it's doing that rather, this is where you can bring this image back over, because if you notice, again, it has now audio, but it's only a black screen, which is not what we want in a YouTube video. So what you can do is you can bring that image over and then extend it to fit the actual length of commentary that you added. So now, once all of that is done, it's going to basically be, which I'll go ahead and play it for you now just to show you. Your commentary, start talking, talk about commentary, and once you're done.
Exactly.
So it's basically just going to be a still image where you're adding your commentary, you're talking, and once you're done, it's going to start playing the video immediately. So obviously, people's retention is constantly grabbed throughout your entire video. So that is exactly how you can add in your commentary. And for the remainder of this video, whether that be the intro, the outro, you just repeat these steps to complete this full video. And just like that, we've went ahead and replicated my boy Mason here with the very strategy that he's using, except with a faceless strategy, also using my own AI tools to be even better with proven data-backed scripts when it comes to the ChatGPT prompt, and also most importantly titles with the packaging that we're going for. Now the final thing that we need in order to have an actual full video for YouTube in the world of YouTube, and very important, is a thumbnail. And of course this is where Canva comes in, makes it very easy, straightforward. And because I'm also so great, I've actually built out fully custom built templates for this exact type of thumbnails, for this exact type of niche. In fact, we have multiple different options. which all of this is also exclusively within my Skool community as well. However, if you want to make this template on your own, you can do it pretty easily, which with the thumbnail that I'm going to be making right now, I'll also explain how you can do it on your own if you don't want to take advantage of my own Skool community. So you can still do this all on your own. So for my thumbnail, I'm actually going to be going for a different thumbnail than the channel that we reviewed. In fact, not just different, but my goal is to make an even better thumbnail, again, to outcompete him and do even better with the niche that he's in. Which for my thumbnail, what I'm going to apply is basically what I call a background-based thumbnail, which is basically just a plain background that sort of creates two sides to the thumbnail, which if you can see, there's like a lightning path in the middle, and on the left side, we have the red side, and on the right side, we have the blue side. So it's a pretty good background that what we can then do is just basically get our key figures, put them in there, and then of course there's the text that we can edit to just sort of build the packaging that we want. And in order to make this background with Canva, you can actually use their AI to basically tell it, say, hey, Canva, can you make me a background that shows a left and a right side with fighting sides that I can use as a background for a political commentary based channel. And once you have a background similar to this, that's really all that you need. Now, what you need to do in order to make this thumbnail for our video is, of course, when it comes to our thumbnail, we have basically two key figures that we want to use within our thumbnail: Trump and Epstein. So let me actually show you how to do that. For example, let's start with Trump. What I want to do is I want to find basically like a very good attention grabby image of Trump. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Trump yelling. Okay, just to basically find a clip of him, or rather an image of him that looks pretty insane. So I think this one is actually pretty perfect. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy the image back over to Canva and then paste it in. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use Canva's background remover just because I do have the paid version of Canva. If you don't want to pay for Canva, you can just honestly look up online background remover, use any free tool, remove the background, then paste it into Canva. So it looks something similar to this. And once we have Trump in there, what we obviously do is Epstein, and let's say like he looks angry for the sake of this this thumbnail. And again, of course, you want to look and find images of these people that just grab attention. That's always the thing you want to have in your mind when you're making thumbnails. What's going to grab people's attention? So let's see what looks good. What looks good? Let's just say we'll go ahead and use this image of Mr. Crazy Epstein here, and then paste it into Canva. And then again, same process, remove the background. And once you have both of these key figures, which let's give it some time to process, you basically just want to obviously make these images a lot bigger so they fit onto the screen and they look pretty good. So I'll put Trump, make him pretty big because he likes to grab attention. And then Epstein, I'll also make him pretty big. I'm going to place him into here. He's too big, actually. Let's make this a little bit smaller. And just like that, we have the two key figures with a nice clean background that sort of adds to that package that we want to build. Now, the final thing is just the text, which is also very important. Now, when it comes to the text, you again want to play into the package of the video. Again, you want to sort of create this package that is going to grab attention. That goes for the thumbnail, that goes for the video, that goes for the title, that goes for the text for the thumbnail. So with the text, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to play into this title that we used, which is Epstein attorney shreds Trump admin for hiding treasure trove of files. So what I'm going to basically do is when it comes to this thumbnail is say something similar or along the lines of stop hiding the files, Trump, or something similar to that. So let me go ahead and come up with something. Once I'm done, I'll show you. So something similar to that. To be honest, I could come up with something a little bit better, but again, I'm just doing all this as an example. Again, with the idea in mind, just come up with something that's going to grab attention. Of course, you can also look like, for the example channel that I just showed you guys, or just many of these other channels in the faceless political world. You can sort of see what they're doing in their titles and their thumbnails in specific with the text and do something similar. But once we have this completed, of course, maybe play around with the text, move it away from people's faces, something similar to that. And just like that, we have a very good, simple, easy, yet attention-grabby thumbnail that we can use for the video. So there you guys have it, my very strategy that you guys can take advantage of today in order to replicate this very channel, launched 7 days ago, got monetized in 2 days, and has generated $3,000 since then, which is pretty crazy. But you can also do the same if you take advantage of this now. And if you'd like a full, in-depth breakdown of my strategy in order to make content just like this with an even better strategy so you can see even better results with similar results to these, you can feel free to check out my Skool community at the top link of my description. description with the full breakdown of the strategy, my AI title generator tool, my AI prompts, my full Canva thumbnail templates, and basically everything that I showed you within this video, just at a much deeper level. Or you can just simply take advantage of everything that I showed you within this video, which if this video actually was valuable, be sure to give me a like, and we'll see you guys in the next one.